Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with the start of another weekly reading vlog. So it's not Sunday. This is not the time I would normally be starting this vlog. Normally I'd be starting the vlog on a Sunday. But it is actually the 31st of December right now. It's New Year's Eve. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I'm currently uploading the vlog that went up on the 1st of January. It's weird to be talking like it's the future and the past, and it's a thing. So I'm starting this vlog early because I have all of the books of the first week of my TBR on my tablet here on the Spin the Wheel app. And I wanted to spin the wheel because I don't know if I'm going to get to sit down and talk to you guys and start the vlog until sometime later tomorrow. So in case I decide to do some reading before I start the vlog, I wanted to know my first books. Actually, I'm going to pick the first 2 books, and then as I finish a book and I sit down to talk to you guys about it in the vlogs, I will spin for the next book, like the next book after, so I always know at least the book I'm reading and the one after it, and then I'll spin for, does that make sense? So anyway, welcome to the vlog, everybody. I am going to try and do better with these this year, so in the description box below will be timestamps if you want to jump ahead to any of the reviews that I have for any of the books that I finished this week. But I am super excited, so let's go ahead, let's spin the wheel, and let's see what book is starting off my 2023 reading year. Very, very exciting here. Let me show it to you guys. We're starting with a Baby Stars Club book. Oh, this should be a nice, quick, easy read. I'll probably even finish this one tomorrow. So we have Dawn and Whitney, Friends Forever, is going to be my first read of 2023. That makes me very, very happy. So let me remove that from the spinning wheel. Delete, delete. And let's go ahead and spin again for book number 2 for 2023. So the next book will be, sorry for the weird glare on this thing. We have Secrets of Deadman's Coulee. This is by B.J. Daniels. This is a Harlequin intrigue novel. Very excited about that one. So yay. So anyway, guys, that is the start of the vlog. I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys enjoy the vlog. I will pop back in officially on January 1st to welcome you truly to the vlog. But thank you for sitting through this, and I will talk to you in my next clip. Bye, everybody. Hi friends, happy Sunday. Today is the 1st of January and Happy New Year. So yeah, my New Year started out fantastic. So my mom's been sick. She called the clinic and, because she thought she had bronchitis, and turns out she tested positive for COVID. So I thought, sure, I should really test to see. And I also tested positive for COVID, but I feel fine. So what I think happened is that I had COVID back before Christmas when I was really sick and I wasn't doing videos and all those things. I think that's when I had it because I was sick. I mean, that was way more than any flu I've ever had. I could barely get out of bed. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. I was running a fever for days. I had the cough. I was wheezing a bit, but I just thought, because I had a coworker who was sick as well, and she said she had tested and she tested negative. So I assumed, that I just had a cold, right? So anyway, from what I've been reading and from what I've been hearing from people is that you can continue to test positive for COVID for weeks or even potentially months after you actually have it. So I think that I don't have it anymore. I'm just still testing positive, and I'm still being extra careful. Now that I know if I go out with Garrett or anything like that, if we have to go, I mean, I'm way past the 10 days. I caught this, my first day I was sick was the 15th of December. And so if you figure Christmas Day was my 10 days. And now we're a week after that. So it's been well over 2 weeks for me. So I am still masking, if I go out, just to be extra cautious because I don't want anybody else to get sick. So yeah, it's a thing. So that's how my New Year's Day has started. But let's look into some positive things. So again, that's the one thing is I can't shake this cough. But anyway, I finished a book today, you guys. Yay! So I did do the clip yesterday, of course, showing the books that I had picked, the first 2 books of the year. And the first one was Dawn and Whitney, Friends Forever. And I just finished this one a few minutes ago. I gave it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. So in this one, Dawn is hired as a babysitter for a girl named Whitney, who's only a year younger than her. But Whitney has Down syndrome. And, excuse me, her parents want someone to look after her in the afternoons for a few weeks before she starts going to this camp in the summertime. So they don't want her, though, like Whitney, to find out that she has a babysitter. They tell her that Dawn is a new friend. So then, you know, over the course of things happening, it slips that Dawn is actually her babysitter, and they get into a big argument because Whitney doesn't want to be treated like a baby. She's like 12 now. She feels like she can be independent and do certain things. The other secondary plot line running through this one is Dawn's dad dating all these weird women. He had been dating this woman named Carol, and spoiler alert for those of you who have not read the series, he ends up marrying Carol, but they end up getting back together in this book. And another family in Stony Brook, the Barretts, who Dawn used to babysit all the time, along with the mother started dating this guy, 2 blended families, the 2 parents, and then now 7 children, 4 kids that he has and 3 that she has. So they're getting married too. So this is all in the lead up to the next super special book that's coming out called Here Come the Bridesmaids, where Dawn's dad is getting married in it, and then in Stony Brook, the Barrett and DeWitt wedding is happening. So for those of you who know the series, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm super, super excited about it. It's one of my favorite super specials. I think it's a lot of fun. And yeah, so I finished this book today. So the book I will be reading next is the B.J. Daniels book, Secrets at Deadman's Coulee, I think is what it's called. I'll pop the cover of it up here, but I'll be starting this next. I hope maybe I'll get it done tomorrow. I'm off work again tomorrow still because tomorrow's the stat holiday, because of course January 1st fell on a Sunday. So we're getting the stat holiday on Monday, which is great. But I want to spin for the book after this one in case I do finish it and don't get a chance to sit down here, which is why I'm always 1 book ahead. I always like to have the next book picked. So there's still 3 books for the week on my spinning wheel. So let's go ahead and spin this and see what we come up with. So the next one that I will be reading is Dark Water Disappearance, which is the Katie Richards book. Hold on 1 second. So here it is, my friends. This is the next book I will be reading after the B.J. Daniels book. So it's 2 intrigue books in a row, which is absolutely fine by me. I'm very excited about getting to this one. This is a brand new release. It just came out about a week ago at the end of January. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to it. So the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys before I let you go from this clip is that I really want to show you guys more of my crafting and stuff like that. Today, for the rest of the day, I'm going to be working on some cross stitch. I do have another wheel on my spinning wheel app. I think I picked 6 different cross stitch projects to work on in the month of January. So every few days I'll spin the wheel and pick a new one, but I did this yesterday. I didn't show you guys, but the pattern that I did pick is one that you guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you've seen before. I had started this project twice, but was very unhappy with the fabric because the house, which is white, you really couldn't see it. And that is The Witch Next Door by Primrose Cottage Stitches. So I hope you guys can see it. I know it's a little bright. Sorry, let me see if I can turn down the brightness. That's the most I can turn it down. So yeah, so there it is. It's a really cute pattern with the house and then the witch, and she's got her clothes out on the line. I love this pattern so, so much. And I really, really want to stitch it, but I just kept running into problems with the fact that that house, which is white, wasn't popping enough on the fabric that I had chosen. So I finally went out and got some new fabric, and I am super happy with it. So I did start the house. That little bit is the house started, but you can already see that that white is going to pop beautifully on this. The color is actually called Dirty, but I think it's going to pop just perfectly, and I'm very, very happy. So I'm going to work on that a bit more today and tomorrow, so I will show you guys an update of that as I go through it. And yeah, so that's really about it, you guys, for today's clip. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will check in with you all tomorrow. Bye, guys. Yes, the tree is still up, even though it's January 1st. But the Presley just loves being under the tree, don't you, Presley? Hey? Oh, he loves the tree. It might have to stay up a bit longer for him. Hey, bud? Oh, you're such a good boy. Morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. Today is the 3rd of January, and I am back to work today. Won't. Didn't win the lottery over the break. Have to go back to work, unfortunately. So yeah, I am working from home this week because, as I mentioned in a previous clip, I did test positive for COVID on New Year's Day. And even though I know it's from before, like this is like I'm still testing positive even though I'm fine now, like other than this cough that I can't seem to shake. I could very easily go back into the office, but because I did test positive, I thought let's just err on the side of caution. And rules or guidelines from the Toronto Public Health is like 5 days after you test positive to isolate. So I'm gonna work from home. I might go into the office on Friday because that'll be day 6. So we shall see. I don't mind working from home. It saves great money on gas and wear and tear on my car. But this other part of me kind of is itching to get out of the house because I've kind of been here for like 3 weeks and I'm kind of done. So anyway, it'll be nice to get back into like a routine of going into the office. I know most people really like working from home and I do as well. But I do, and I've talked about this before, I do really like going into the office because you kind of get that transition. You get that time to drive in to kind of prepare yourself for your work of the day. And then on the way home, you kind of get to detox. You know what I mean? Like you get to kind of leave work at work and, you know, have a nice relaxing drive. I don't know. I really like that. So anyway, sorry I didn't update you guys yesterday. I really didn't have much to talk about. And I kind of had a very, very lazy day. But I am almost finished. I am 80% of the way through Secret of Deadman's Coulee by BJ Daniels, which is the first in the White Horse Montana series. I'm not going to talk very much about this one, what it's about. I'm really enjoying it, you guys. Like yesterday, I was like flying through this one. My goal is to finish it by today. I got like 50 pages left or something like that, so it'll be great. I'll get it done today, and that'll be fantastic. Then I'm going to be picking up, of course, Dark Water Disappearance by Katie Richards. So this will be the next one. Hopefully I'll get a chance to pick this one up today. I know I've got a busy day at work because, of course, we've been gone, you know, and I've got a lot of backlog of work to do. So it's going to be a busy day. I'm kind of glad I'm going to be home for it so I don't have to, like, I can actually log in early and, you know, work through my lunch a little bit, you know, just to get stuff done. So yeah, I'm hoping to get all that done today, but I would really like to at least start this book today if at all possible. So anyway, guys, that's it. Quick little update. Let me know how you guys are doing, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Today is the 4th of January, and as I said already in this vlog, I am working from home for the whole week. So it's just before 8 a.m. I have lots of time before I start work. I don't have to log in till 11 o'clock because today is one of my late days, but tomorrow and Friday it is 9 to 5, which I'm very excited about. So sitting down to share with you guys a reading update. I finished another book yesterday, you guys. I'm so excited. So 2 books in 3 days. My reading mojo is back. I am so happy about that. Clearly, I am feeling better, so that is a good thing. So yesterday, I did finish reading Secret of Deadman's Coulee by BJ Daniels, which is the first book in the White Horse Montana series, a Harlequin intrigue novel. Now, I did look up to see what Coulee meant, and it means ravine. And in my personal opinion, Secret of Deadman's Ravine would have sounded a lot better as a title, but I'm not in the marketing department, so whatever. I guess they wanted to go with like the whole, like, what does this mean? What could it possibly be? So anyway, that's what a coulee is. It's a ravine. So essentially this one takes place in Montana. White Horse, Montana is the name of the series, which is, and the town that they're in is about 50 miles from the Canadian border. So it's quite far north. And it's a very, very small, literally like a one-horse type town. They have the town of Whitehorse itself, then they have Old Town, which is where a lot of the characters live. So I don't want to give too much of the story away because I literally went into it blind. Like, I'm like, okay, it's a BJ Daniels and it's an intrigue. That's all you need to tell me. It's like saying, do you want some of this candy? It's chocolate. Yes, please. I'm always up for some chocolate, but also always up for a BJ Daniels novel. So the premise of this one is about our main character named Eve and her old high school boyfriend named Carter. Now, Carter is the sheriff in Whitehorse. So they haven't seen each other in quite some time. She left right after high school. He ended up marrying this other woman. There's this whole backstory between the two of them. And now she's back and she's living in her grandmother's old house. Her grandmother has Alzheimer's and is living in a seniors facility. So there is a lot going on in this book, you guys, a lot. And you're meeting a lot of characters within Whitehorse as well. But BJ Daniels is so good at this that you know who everybody is. You know what I mean? Like, there's no question that this is who this is. She does such a great job of explaining the, the characters and stuff like that. So the main premise is that in the beginning of the book, Eve ends up taking off. Like, she has a fight with her mom, and she takes off on her horse, and she ends up close to this ravine. And she hears like what sounds like somebody moaning, and she thinks that she sees like a piece of fabric. So there's a storm that's about to come in, and she's like, I want to see if I can help this person. She ends up falling down part of this ravine and ends up getting stuck there, and then finds a plane that's been there for like 30 years, like a 4-seater type, not a big aircraft, but like a 4-seater prop plane kind of an idea. And the story goes from there. There's a dead body in the plane, and that's all I'm going to tell you. This book was really good. It had a lot of twists and turns. I kind of had some of it figured out as I was reading it, but the mystery itself in this one was so, so good. And that's the thing with the intrigue novels. You always get the mystery first. The mystery is the main driving plot of the story. The relationship between Eve and Carter was very, very much a second to the actual story, like to the actual mystery. It's not really until the very, very end that it's kind of like, yeah, I still care about you kind of an idea. So that's not the main plot of the book. The main plot of the book is this mystery and what's happening with this mystery. And guys, it was so good. I gave it 4 stars. Absolutely loved it. I highly recommend that you read it. It's a slightly older book. I can't remember exactly what year it came out, but you can get it on ebook. The entire series is available on ebook. I think there's like 6 or 7 books in the series. Now, I have read a later book in the series, and there are some things I believe that kind of go from book to book, but I still feel like you could read these out of order. But if you want to start with book number 1, you're not going to be disappointed because it was fantastic. So that's what I finished yesterday. So very, very happy about that. I did start reading Dark Water Disappearance by Katie Richards. I am about 50 pages in. 54 pages in. So I am really enjoying this one. I'm just about to start chapter 5. So I got a little bit of it read yesterday. Yesterday was quite a busy day at work, actually. But I was able to get that BJ Daniels book done on my lunch break, because I only had like 50 pages left or something like that. So anyway, that was good. And I did start this one a bit last night, but I was so tired. The night before, I did not sleep well. I was up almost every hour on the hour. And last night, I got some really decent sleep. So I'm hoping to be able to stay up a little bit later tonight and get some reading done. Also do some reading on my lunch, of course. So yeah, so that's that. Also, I wanted to show you guys my crafting, because I did show you at the beginning of this vlog that I restarted The Witch Next Door from, what's the designer? Oh my goodness. I can't remember the designer's name. I can't. If you guys watched the vlog, you saw it a couple days ago. I'll leave it linked in the description box below if you guys want to buy the pattern. But I did not get very much done. I started the house and I got a window done. Whoop-de-doo. So my goal is to work on each of my cross-stitch pieces for a couple of days and then switch to something else. So I worked on this on Sunday and Monday. So yesterday was Tuesday. So I spun the wheel that I have, because I do have a wheel of the 6, like not all the cross-stitch projects that I have going, but I pick 6 every month to work on, and I spun the wheel for a different one. So yesterday I started back up working on Jelly Squirrel, and this is by Pigeon Coop Designs. So I will leave link to this below as well in case you are interested in the pattern. So I filled in this last night, and now I've got to work on the rest of the tail. So this is the squirrel's tail, if you can tell. And then the squirrel himself is going to be here. It's a Christmassy type pattern. So there's like some holly and stuff like that all around. It's really, really cute. And it's a fun stitch too. I really do like the Pigeon Coop Designs. He is local, or used to be local to me. They used to live in Toronto, or he used to live in Toronto. And now I believe he's in Ottawa. So yeah, but Canadian designer, so very, very happy. He does a lot of naturey, outdoorsy type patterns, and fabulous. And you need to follow him on Instagram if you're a cross stitcher, because he's delightful. So yeah, so that's the project that I am working on yesterday and today. So I'll update you guys on that tomorrow. But yeah, so that's it, you guys, for this clip. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I have to tell you. No, I'll check in with you all tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi friends, happy Friday. Today is the 6th of January and it is about 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've got the ring light out this time because I noticed on my last clip when I filmed it, the lighting in it wasn't that great. So I popped out the ring light because it's still a little dark outside in the mornings. And that's when I'm coming here to film and talk to you guys. So sorry I did not update you yesterday. I didn't really have much to share, but I do today. I finished a book, so I thought I would talk to you about that, of course. And yeah, so Wednesday was really busy. Yesterday calmed down just a little bit, but it was still busy, and I'm anticipating the same for today. And then tomorrow is Saturday, yay. And Sunday I have to work, so yay. But that means I'm off next Friday, which is fantastic. So anyway, thought I'd share with you guys the book that I finished yesterday, along with showing you the cross stitch that I got complete. Not that I finished a piece, but what I've gotten done. So because I want to keep you guys updated on that, because a lot of you really like to see it. So yesterday I finished reading Darkwater Disappearance by Katie Richards. This is the 5th book and the newest release in the West Investigation series. Book number 6 I saw comes out in May, I think, of this year. So super, super excited. I am caught up in this series. I've read all of them. I love them. Katie Richards is a fantastic author. She's originally from Washington, D.C., and she's now actually living just outside of Toronto. Not that far from me, like the other side of the city from me, I think. But yeah, she's a fantastic author. So this is the story of Nikki and Dominic. And it is a second chance romance, but of course with this being an intrigue novel, the mystery is the most important thing in the story. It's what really drives the plot. It's exactly what I talked about when I talked about the B.J. Daniels book. The difference is the older intrigues were behind closed doors. If anything happened, it was behind closed doors, but most of the time that didn't even happen. The newer intrigues, they are allowing the authors to put a little bit more adult content in their books, and this is one that does have that. Not every author does it, like Julianne Lindsay, I don't think does, and if she does, it's behind closed doors. But Katie Richards, definitely, you do get adult content. It's very well written. They're great books. So Nikki and Terrence, excuse me. Nikki's real name is Dominique. So that's why I was getting confused. But her and Terrence were a couple back in high school. They lived in the same small town called Carling Lake. Sounds like it's in upstate New York, like probably in the Finger Lakes district area. And they grew up, they grew up together as children, and then they started dating in high school and then into college. And then there was a family falling out. Like their two families were very close and something happened. I'm not going to talk about what that is. It is all revealed in the story. And the main mystery, though, that is happening is that at the beginning of the book, Nikki arrives back in Carling Lake because her grandfather had passed away and she had been willed his house. She was out of a job. This was a number of years ago that her grandfather had passed, but now she was living in DC and she was out of a job. So she decided to come home essentially and take over the house and see what she could do to get back on her feet. So her very first day there, a body washes up on shore, like in front of the house of this poor girl. So there's that mystery that's happening of who this girl is. There's also the mystery Terrence has arrived back in town as well. He'd gone to Trenton, and his sister Jill, who's an investigative reporter, had gone missing. So all of these things are kind of tied in together. It's really, really good. 4.5 stars. I loved this so, so much. Do yourself a favor and pick up this series if you like a good romantic suspense. I'm start at number 1. Number 1 was fantastic. Like all of the books have been absolutely fantastic, but you know, I just feel like they keep getting better and better in a way. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. Highly, highly recommend it. Do yourself a favor. Do not miss out on Katie Richards' books. So what am I currently reading? I know I haven't spun the wheel for you guys in the last little while. I've kind of been doing it by myself. Like just, I finish a book and I just kind of do it. So it is what it is. But I did start yesterday reading A Cold Day for Murder by Dana Stabenow. I looked up on YouTube. Somebody had an interview with her to try and figure out how to say her last name. So I think that's how it's said. So this is the first book in the Kate Shugwak series, I think. She is a former DA who had a pretty bad thing happen to her, and like a year ago. And she's living on the homestead in kind of remote Alaska, and she is being called on to help with this case where a park ranger has gone missing. And then the park ranger's father is like a political governor, representative, something from the state of Ohio. So he's pulled a bunch of strings, and he had an FBI agent go in and look for his son. The FBI agent has now gone missing. So they're calling on Kate to go and find these two missing people. And that's pretty much the plot of this story. So the one thing I noticed at the very beginning, it was a little difficult at the beginning when I started this book because there is a lot of description. A lot of description of the place, of the people, which is fantastic. There's even maps at the beginning of the book, which is kind of great. So what I realized yesterday, I was doing some live reading sprints on my channel here last night. And FYI, just a side note, for anyone who wants to join in some live reading sprints every Thursday night here on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do some chatting, we do some reading. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, I wanted to do some cross stitch last night, excuse me, during the sprints. And I realized that I had this on audio from Audible because I think I'd picked it up for like $1.99 because I owned the Kindle edition. So I did listen to it a bit last night, which was kind of great because there's a lot of Native American Inuit words, Native Alaskan words, and names in this book. So listening to it on audio was very, very helpful to, figure out exactly how those words are pronounced, which was kind of great. So today I'm probably going to go back to actually reading it physically here on my Kindle because I do prefer that at the end of the day. I mean, the audio is great. I do like audio. I think audio's got its place. But for me lately, it's just been I want to read the books. And a lot of the books that I've been picking so far this year have not been available on audio. Like for my reading for next week, only one of the books is available on audio. The rest of them are all, ebook, print book only. So, it's a thing, right? And I don't want to hold myself back from reading something just because it's not on audio. And then Storm was talking last night, my friend Storm over at Storm Reads, that she was saying that one of her goals for this year is to, if she's listening to audio, is to slow it down a bit so she doesn't feel like she's rushing through a book, which I think is a kind of a great thing. It's getting back to what I was talking about with, just slowing down and enjoying your reading more. And that's what I'm doing. Even though I have finished 3 books so far this year, I feel like I'm still really taking them in and enjoying them. And, it is what it is. So anyway, that's what I'm currently reading right now. So just a cross-stitch update for you guys. So this is what I've gotten done in Jolly Squirrel by Pigeon Coop Designs. So I finished off the tail and I finished off this part. And I felt like I needed to stitch something other than brown because I've been stitching all this brown for his tail. So I moved over and I did this like little motif, this little Christmassy motif. So that was a lot of fun. And now I've started on to Mr. Squirrel himself. Like his little body is going to be right here. And then there's going to be some more of these motifs kind of all around. So yeah, I'm probably about halfway done this guy. So yeah, but I did work on him for 3 days. My plan had been like 2 days, but yesterday I'm like, I really want to continue working on him. So I'm like 3 days. So I spun the wheel again this morning and it came back up again. So I guess the universe really wants me to work on this. And that is The Witch Next Door by Primrose Cottage. So I'll be picking this one up today. I'm going to pop it into the frame, take the squirrel out and put this one in the frame. So I'll update you guys tomorrow on how much I'm getting done on this one. I love the bag, my cross stitch bag for this one. It's just so great. That's the other thing I want to show you guys. Excuse me, 1 second. So the other day I was confused because I was like, there was something else I wanted to show you guys. And this isn't book related, but it is crafting related. So I treated myself at Christmas to a new cross stitch project bag because I do love them. And this is from a woman who is local to me. She's north. She lives north of me in northern Ontario. And her company, I'll leave link to her Etsy shop in the description box below because she has some adorable fabrics. And like, this is one of her bags. Like her bags are great. So you've got this like clear front part. There's a zipper. You can put all your cross stitch project in there. That she is it Grammy's Treasures? Gamma's Treasures. So there's her card. Yeah, so there's her business card. Like I said, I will leave link to her below. But I saw this fabric and I'm like, because the bags are the bags. The bags are fantastic. It's the fabric that sells them. And I saw this fabric and I'm like, I must, sorry, my hair, that looked really cool. But look at the fabric, you guys. It's cats wearing Christmas hats. How was I supposed to say no to that? I couldn't. I absolutely couldn't. So yeah, so that was a Christmas purchase for myself. But anyway, guys, I am rambling at this point. I will let you guys go and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Hi, guys. Happy Saturday. Today is the 7th of January, and it's later in the afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock. And Garrett and I were out all morning. We had to go for a quick drive up north, and then we went grocery shopping. Pardon me, I've got the hiccups. And I just had lunch, and I just finished filming my Saturday video, which I'm going to edit as soon as I'm done this. And yeah, and this is going to be the last clip for this vlog. Because the book I'm currently reading, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, I'm hoping to finish it today, but it probably won't be till much later today. So you'll see my review for that one in my next vlog. I'm not going to hold off and wait on that one because I do want to get these edited and posted for you guys in a timely manner. So I finished a book yesterday, you guys. Yesterday I finished A Cold Day for Murder by Dana Stabenow. I did look up her name. I think I mentioned this. I did look up an interview with her on YouTube just to hear how her name was pronounced, and I'm pretty sure that that's it. This is the first book in the Kate Stanick series. I don't know how to pronounce the name. So I liked this one, but I didn't love it. I gave this one 3 stars. This book, my biggest issue with this one was that, well, I had a few big issues with it. The biggest one, though, was the amount of characters. Now this is the first in a series, so it could be like a setup situation. And if you watch my Saturday video that I literally just filmed, I talk about this first book in series kind of syndrome, where they're kind of doing a setup for the series itself. So I will continue on. I will try the next book in series because I know this series is still being published. There's a new book coming out this year. So people clearly love this one. So I am going to try another one in the series and see what I think about it. But you meet a lot of characters. There's also a lot of description in this book. A lot of description of places and things like that. My other issue with this one is that I found the mystery itself to be just a little bit boring, to be honest. So the whole plot of this is Kate, our main character, is a former district attorney in Anchorage, Alaska. And something happens to her about a year and a half before the start of this book. And I don't want to divulge what it is because you find it out as you're reading the book. And pretty much what she does is she quits the DA's office and moves to this homestead, further north from Anchorage. And she's living kind of like on ancestral land, if you will. She is Native American. And, but she's good at what she used to do, essentially. So she is approached by this man that she used to work with, and a park ranger, because it's where they live is in a national park. Again, ancestral land. And this park ranger has gone missing. And the park ranger is the son of a congressman, an Ohio congressman. So the congressman's like, hey, my son went missing like 2 weeks ago. You need to find him. So he enlists the FBI. So this FBI agent goes in to find the park ranger, and then he goes missing. So now it's been like 6 weeks since the park ranger went missing. So now they're bringing Kate in to see what she can do, because she can speak to the people. She knows the area, all those things. So the mystery itself is trying to find these missing people and what happened to them. And to be honest, it was a little boring. Like when it was revealed, it was like, oh, okay. It's, again, you spend most of the book meeting a lot of characters. And I did really like the character of Kate. I liked her quite a bit. I loved her dog. Her dog's name is Mutt. He's part like husky and part wolf or something like that. Very intimidating. So yeah, there were a lot of parts of this that I did like, but there were a lot of parts that I didn't like, which is why it got a 3-star. It was average for me. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. But yeah, again, I think it's more suffering from first book in series syndrome. So again, I will go on and eventually read book number 2 and see what I think about that. So yeah, so that is what I finished yesterday. Yay. So what am I currently reading? I am currently reading Framing the Marshal by Sherry Stover. This is a love-inspired suspense novel. Now, as I'm reading this one, I'm getting this feeling like this is a part of a series, because there's stuff being mentioned that I'm like, is this part of a series? But nowhere online does it say that. It doesn't say it on Fiction Database. It doesn't say it on the Harlequin website. I never trust Goodreads because, especially when it comes to category romance, Goodreads is more often than not incorrect. But I'm not finding anywhere that it is part of a series. So I'm considering it to be a standalone. But essentially the plot of this one is this guy arrives home from being up at his cabin. His name is Riker. He is a federal marshal. And he gets out of his car and he's hit over the head and knocked out and dragged into his house. And when he comes to the next morning, there's a dead man in his garage and he's being framed for the murder. So that's kind of the plot of this book. I would like to get this done today. I am 20% of the way through it. I'm not particularly loving it, but it's not bad. So yeah, my goal is to get that one done today. But like I said, I will update you guys in my next vlog on that one. But before I let you go, so when Garrett and I were out, I bought some books. And this is why I'm not doing the no buy, because clearly I'm still buying books. So on our way back, we stopped at this place called Bibles for Missions, I think is what it's called. And it's a great little thrift store. They often have a lot of category romance, and not just like the love-inspired or the more religious ones. They have a lot of different ones, and I found some gems, you guys. These were $1 a piece, so I'm very, very happy to have these. So let me go ahead and show them to you. So we have here Keeping Caroline by Vicki Taylor. This is a silhouette intimate moment, which is now the Harlequin romantic suspense line. This is number 1140, and it was published in March of 2002. There is an announcement coming this week, you guys, about the Retro Romance Readathon. This one would fit that prompt. So Retro Romance for the Readathon, like I said, the announcement's coming out on Tuesday, so stay tuned. But retro would be considered anything from 2003 and earlier. So 20 years from this year. So anyway, there's this one. The next one that I got is Marrying the Marshal by Laura Marie Altum. And this is number 1099. It's from January of 2006. A Harlequin American Romance, which are no longer being published. Later on, these became the Harlequin Western Romance line. I got an Old Temptation. This is Tailor-Made by Elise Title. This is number 424. I don't know the date on it. It doesn't say. But it is an old one. You can tell from the cover. Oh, and it says introductory copy, so I'm wondering if this was a freebie that was given away because there's not even a barcode on the back here, so that's interesting. This is from 1992. 1992, so yay on that one. And then I got a old intrigue novel. This is number 249, and it's Music of the Mist by Laura Pender. This one looks like it might be a good Halloween one. It sounds like a what do you call it? Phantom of the Opera. But it says Trick or Treat right there on the front. So yeah, there's that one. And down here it says, a phantom wanted her voice, a haunted man wanted her love. So it definitely sounds like a Phantom of the Opera retelling. That one might be really, really good for Halloween. So yeah, I'll have to keep this one in mind for this October. Gosh, already thinking about Halloween, you guys. This was the first one that I spied, and I thought the cover just looked so cute. And it's called Married by June by Ellen Hartman. It's part of the Make Me a Match series. It is a Harlequin super romance. Again, another line that is no longer being published, sadly. This is number 1711, and it's from June of 2011. But look at that cover. Isn't that adorable? And then I got another older Harlequin romance. And this one looks so good. This is number 687. It's from April of 1996. I was still in high school. Number 687. Look at that cover, you guys. So this is The Cupid Chronicles by Ruth Jean Dale. The third book in an irresistible family trilogy by the acclaimed author of The Taggarts of Texas. So yeah, that looks absolutely adorable. Cannot wait to read it. This is ranch country, cowboy country, a land of high mountains and swift cold rivers, of deer, elk, and bear. The first Cameron came to Colorado more than 100 years ago, and the Camerons have owned and worked the Straight Arrow Ranch, the largest spread in these parts, ever since. Sounds adorable. So it says, for kids and kisses, tears and laughter, wild horses and wilder men, come to the Straight Arrow Ranch near Cupid, Colorado. Come meet the Camerons. Sounds delightful. Cannot wait to read that one. Another older temptation novel. This is number 377, and this is The Private Eye by the Jane Ann Krantz. Yes, that Jane Ann Krantz. Used to write for Category. So yeah, this one looks really good. Came out in January of 1992. So yeah, this is an oldie but a goodie. Looks really, really, I mean, that cover, that's a 90s cover right there. Oh, love it, love it, love it. And last but not least, again, I thought this one's a little bit falling apart. It's a little ripped, the front cover, but I just thought that the cover of it was just delightful. So it's called There Goes the Bride by Crystal Green. And this is a special edition novel. At the time of publication, it was a Silhouette special edition. Now a Harlequin special edition novel. So this is number 1522, and it is from February of 03. So this would absolutely also fit for the Retro Romance Readathon. So that's exciting. But yeah, so looking forward to getting to all of these at some point, but they look super cute and I had to pick them up. Again, they were $1 a piece. And last but not least, we went to Walmart. And when I saw that I bought the first 3 or 4, when they brought out the graphic novels of the Babysitters Club, just because I wanted to have them. But then they started publishing them, like not every book in the series is getting a graphic novel adaptation. They're picking and choosing, which is fine. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy any of them. And then I saw this one, and this is one of my favorite Babysitters Club books, and it's Marianne's Bad Luck Mystery. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up as a graphic novel because they're just so cute. This one takes place over Halloween. So, I mean, the artwork in these is just delightful. So yeah, so I might read this one sooner rather than later. Maybe this week or next week I'll pick it up. It'll be a very quick, it's a reread essentially because I read the book itself a couple of years ago, doing my reread through the Babysitters Club series. But I mean, the graphic novels are a little bit different. It's not the same text necessarily. So yeah, so I'm probably going to end up reading this one at some point. But yeah, like you've got all the babysitters in this one. There's Mallory and Jessie and Claudia and Marianne and Dawn and Christy. Where's Stacy? Oh, Stacy must be in New York at this point. That's right. Stacy's living back in New York at this point. I know the Babysitters Club. But yeah, so if I see any of them that come up that are like, oh, I really enjoyed that story, then I will probably end up picking up the graphic novels. But yeah, they're super cute. My husband was pointing out, he's like, oh, they have the Babysitter's Little Sister graphic novels. I'm like, I never read those books, so they don't hold any nostalgia for me. These absolutely do. So yay, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, guys, that is it for this vlog. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, how did your week go? What books did you get finished? Have you read any of the ones that I've talked about this week? And yeah, like I said, so coming up on Monday, there's an announcement video for this month's Create Your Own Readathon, so stay tuned for that. Tuesday, as I said, the Retro Romance Readathon announcement's going to take place. On Thursday, I am going to be talking about all my 5-star reads for 2022. And then on Friday will be my my weekly reading plans video that I've been doing every Friday. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. I will talk to you in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.